if you have personal queries, I'll ask my team to answer you personally after this session. Maybe I'll drop you a voice note and they will share that with you. And my job is to answer as many queries that you have to the best possible way, because this is the time probably you need help from marketing people like us to understand the things better. Okay, so you may still hire your team, you may still hire agencies, you may still hire a lot of people, but right now you do not want to make mistakes, and that is what we will help you with. So less mistakes, your businesses will grow, and we have a belief that good businesses makes good society. And if we can help you, nothing like this. And if we are a match anywhere, always ready to work with you. There is no problem on that. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to look at the next part of it. So first part that we looked at was the CAC and LTV calculation, and the second part that we're going to look at is the customer journey. Okay, so where do you think are your customer dropping off? Now let's take an example of hand sanitizer. So I went to UK with a very small hand sanitizer somewhere in, I think, March 3rd or 4th, and I thought I will go there and I'll buy a hand sanitizer from there, because at that time COVID was not a big deal. Everybody was thinking about that as a Chinese thing. So I said I'll take a smaller one, but I will go and I'll buy that. And from the day I landed in UK till the time I left on March 14th, I could not buy a hand sanitizer. Forget about which brand, forget about my interest, all of my customer journey. So everything was stopped at the purchase. So I was showing interest in your product, I was showing all type of consideration for your product, but the product was not available. Thus there was a loss of business, right? So in the whole customer journey, you need to look at it. Where is the drop going to happen? Are you creating a lot of advertisement, creating a lot of awareness about your product, but people are not showing interest in your product because they're not interested in your product? You are going to the wrong TG, or your product does not have that in the messaging is not creating that kind of an interest, and that is why people are dropping out at the second part of in itself. And say, for example, people are showing interest in your product. I'll give you an example. So we were pitching for US companies so that US companies could work with us. And we were creating a lot of awareness. We were reaching out to some of the businesses, etc. And we were giving amazing proposals to them. They were showing interest, and we were getting selected in the top 5, top 4, etc. And then they will not work with us. And we decided to go back to our customers, and we asked them that what is the reason that you're not working with us. And then some of the queries were so it can tell you that how naive we were in terms of our discussion was that we did not mention our time of work. They thought that we are in India and our time does not match with their timing. So that is why they decided that we can't get up early or we can't sleep later. We want them to be on during our time. So that is why we'll not work with an Indian company. But at that particular time, we were working in US timing as well. And unfortunately, we did not mention that in our presentation. And that was the reason why they did not move from interest to consideration or consideration to purchase. Okay, so you need to understand what are the queries that people are asking. Are those queries answered on your website? If not, many of these people may not even move forward from there. So what are the queries? Have the queries changed because of COVID now? That is what the whole customer journey is. And sometimes, and I'll show you many examples around it, and we'll take it one by one. So this is like from customer journey perspective. There are different type of funnels that you can look at it. So this is one of the most generic funnel that I take up. So there is also a funnel for branding where you keep reaching and with frequency. And then there is a brand recall being built, which is a familiarity in that whole funnel. And from familiarity, people will get into consideration and purchase. So if I put an advertisement, I'm reaching out to people, etc. We will be creating awareness, then there will be an interest, then there will be a consideration, then there will be a purchase, then there will be a repeat purchase, and then there will be a referral. So let me take an example of a discounted offer. So if I'm running a discounted offer, what happens is I'm creating an awareness about the discounted offer about a product. People are getting aware because I'm putting advertisement or I'm putting on social media, wherever it is, and people are showing interest in my product because it is coming cheap, it is a cost effective, it is coming at a discount. So people show interest in this, people come to the website and they look at the product, etc. They find it very good and they consider it, they purchase it, and done. Okay, so the purchase is done. So sometimes running a paid offer is good. There is nothing wrong in running a discounted campaign. But where is the concern is that your funnel does not stop there. Your funnel only starts there. After that, you need to have a follow-up campaign for repeated purchase and referral. If your budget is fully consumed only for one purchase, and after that you do not have a campaign for repeated purchase and referral, that becomes a bad thing for you. Okay, so you need to see that how your complete funnel can be looked at. For many businesses, repeat purchase and referral does not make sense. Referral may make sense, but repeat purchases may not make sense. Like in case of real estate, the repeat purchases may not make sense because a person may just buy one property. But of course, in many cases, we have also seen people buying one or two properties together as well, because of they want their families to be there, but that's rarely. But if you look at an FMCG, people purchase that same product multiple times, 100 times, 200 times, and that is where repeated purchases will become very, very, very important for you. So you need to see where is the gap, where are your customer dropping. Okay, let's take some of the examples. I'm going to share some of the examples of okay. Now let's look at this particular page. I hope you are able to see my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Good. Okay, so here if you look at it, this is a page for MITV. They're selling MITV. Now if you look at the MITV, the buy button is right on the top, but it is not the core activity that they are pushing people for, because they understand it is a purchase, and what they are doing is they are just creating interest in you. Okay, so what they are doing is they're writing that each factor of the TV is being highlighted so beautifully with the pictures, videos, various things, each of the component. If you look at each of the component, they're putting up a full screen for that. Okay, look at it. And this is kind of a never-ending page. It's like such a long page. Why is it important? Because you want to create that interest in people's life, rather than just saying that, oh, if you're interested in TV, this is my pricing, these are the features, and you just go and buy. Rather than that, they're giving you a lot more reason to understand more about the product and buy more. Ask more questions, and then start showing consideration to my product, rather than just saying that go and purchase my product. Do you see this? It's so long. And this is not just on this, but like if you see some of the other web pages, like if you see the BPL one, what they have mentioned is, this is my product, these are my features, if you are interested you can buy. And same on Amazon, the same MITV or an LG TV will have a different page. What they will do is they'll still put a lot of images, they will still try to create a kind of an interesting view of the features that they have. Why is it important? And you can see Apple TV, or you can see LG TV, etc. Most of these people are replicating this now, rather than the old way of doing just a page and saying that come and buy from us. So why is this important? Again, this, are you creating your website just as a information holder, where if somebody is aware about your product and somebody has shown interest in your product, they're just going to come to your website to cross check, and they will see the pricing is all fine, then they will either buy online or offline. So is your website playing even a small role in creating the interest? If not, then you are depending on your advertisement to create interest. That is a more expensive affair. So you are putting advertisement, bringing people to your website, and do a lot more activity to create interest. Is your website able to create interest? What can you do to create more interest? Okay, and today's COVID time, what you can also do is run bigger advertisement, longer advertisement on YouTube, where you are trying to explain more about your product, more about your functionalities, etc. Because people have more time, so they will be ready to understand more about the product at interest level and consideration level. When people are stressed with time, you run a 30-second advertisement, 15-second advertisement, just to create awareness. And if they are more interested, they will click on the advertisement, come to the website, and do rest of the journey. So remember, there are no long advertisements. There are only irrelevant advertisements. Irrelevant advertisements are irritating for 15 seconds and are also irritating for 30 seconds is same as irritating as 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Relevant advertisements are okay even for a 2-hour session or a 5-hour session. People don't mind spending that much of time to understand and buy. Okay, so that is where you need to look at your whole customer journey, make yourself ready for the whole customer journey. And this is one of my suggestion always for businesses, is that do not optimize your funnel from the starting of it, but by the end of it. So you need to ask this question: is my business, my digital asset, my digital campaigns, digital marketing ready for referral? Is it ready for repeat purchases? Is it ready for purchases? Is it ready for consideration? Is it ready for interest? Then I can go and create awareness. Creating awareness is one of the most easiest thing to do, but creating interest, creating consideration requires a lot more involvement, requires a lot more activities to be done. That is where, as business leaders, as CXOs, you should get involved, because that is very difficult for a agency or the team to come up with the right things. And as business leaders, if you are involved into interest and consideration, you will have a far better result in the whole funnel conversion. Okay, so that is what you should do. And between the marketing and sales, you also need to see where the handshake will happen. Sometimes what we do in a B2B is we just create awareness and we create a bit of an interest, and then we pass it on to the sales team, and then the sales team follow up. Even if you look at real estate, we create some kind of an interest and then we pass it on to the sales team, and then the sales team will take them to a site visit, and then they will do a lot of activities. And in certain cases, people don't want a salesperson to get involved. They want to complete the journey without the salesperson. Probably towards the end of the purchase, when they want to buy, they might want to get involved at a sales level. And many a times they are not even ready. I mean, they don't even want the salesperson to be there. Like in US, when we work, people are buying a tractor and a forklift, etc., just by swiping their credit card on the online, and they're just buying and taking the order, and your tractor is being delivered home. So the whole purchase is done without a sales team. Everything is being managed by the marketing team as a whole. So you need to see what is good for you. And many a times I suggest that when your assets are not ready, what you do is you create enough interest. Or when I say asset, like your website, your positioning, messaging, etc., is not ready, you just create enough interest and then ask them to come to the sales, and then take them through the sales. And that is useful when you are into a service business, when you are selling large ticket size items, etc. That can be done. And I'll explain you more about a B2B related sales. Like, say, if I'm working with a kitchen appliances company, small kitchen appliances company, I can't do a sales activity for every customer of mine, because for every customer, if I do it, it will become non-feasible for me to operate. But what I can do is this kind of an activity of marketing and sales team handshake can be done at a corporate sales, where a person is going to buy multiple items from me. So there I will just create an interest, create a bit of an awareness and interest, and then I will pass it on to the sales team for rest of the queries and rest of the considerations. So that can also be done at that level. So always look at the customer journey. And I explain this as a football match. So what happens is different channels does different things. So some channel will create the awareness, some channel will create the interest, some channels will create the consideration, and some channels will help you in purchase. So many a times what happens is the person who is scoring, or the purchase, the last channel which is helping you in purchase is given a lot more value, and rest of the channels are ignored. But end of the day, everybody is contributing by passing the ball, and somebody is towards the end scoring the goal, right? So in that way, do not give all the value, and we call it as last mile attribution. Sometimes the last mile attribution is not right. So you need to give the full funnel attribution. Who is contributing at what level, how the whole customer funnel is looking like. And it's a lot of hard work to put all of this thing in place. If that is done, you will understand that each channel is doing its job, and then it's getting into a conversion rather than just the last channel which is getting into final sales. I'll give you an example that in education sector, what we have seen is a lot of people go to the Google and they will do research, and they will fill up a form, and the final conversion happens from Google a lot more. But what we have also seen is throughout the year, we engage with them on Facebook. There are 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh people who get engaged with us throughout the year on that Facebook page, who will actually consider us in the years to come. But even then, they will go and they will search on Google and then they will buy. So you need to give an attribution. So what we do is we do something called RLSA advertisement, remarketing list on search engine. So you understand these people had already visited my website in the past, and they're again going to Google and clicking on that advertisement and coming back, so that at least you will come to know that whether your other marketing channels has been more effective to you or not. But that does not mean Google is converting or Google is the only website only channel which is converting. So what it tells me is Google is the last channel which people are searching and then taking a decision, and prior to that all this engagement, all these things that we did helped them in considering us when they saw us on Google, or we got a better click on Google because we were engaged with them in the past. Okay, so always give value to each of the channels which are there. So how does your customer journey change during COVID and post COVID? Okay, so can an example be shared as to how we plan our campaigns to be referral ready, repeat purchase ready, etc., as opposed to just creating awareness? Okay, fair. I'll answer that. But how do you think your customer journey has changed during COVID and post COVID? Or at least during COVID, where is the challenge? Okay, so if I look at it, probably I see that for a lot of businesses, creating awareness has become cheaper because my Facebook advertisement, Google advertisement, all of these things are cheaper. And sometimes I'm getting enough clicks, I'm getting people to visit my website, all of those things are also happening. And sometimes even they're filling up the lead and they are also signing up. So that means even interest and consideration is happening, and in certain cases the considerations are not happening. They're just looking at a window shopping and they're doing awareness and interest, but they're not purchasing it. Okay, or they're not at least showing up even at a lead level to get converted. And then what they're doing is they're certainly not buying the products right now because they are expecting that probably the prices will go down later on or things like that. So what can you do to remove that doubt in their mind? Because the doubt, what are the doubts that they have right now? They have the doubts, when will my products be shipped, or when will I get my products? Second is the pricing going to go down? So one of the tricks and tips that you can do is that we are going to give you a price which is the best price. If the prices drop in next 3 months, we are going to refund you the money which is going to be the lowest in next 3 months. So that at least they don't have a doubt that if the prices go down, I will be in a risk area. Okay, so if they are planning to purchase a XYZ product, at least they know that in next 3 months, even if the prices go down because of XYZ reason, I will still get my money back from the company, or I'll get the coupons. So I am less worried about, oh my god, I wish I had purchased this mobile a little later, I wish I had purchased this flat a little later. And a lot of people will have that kind of a concern. So you can understand the customer's mind and change that during the current lockdown, so that they move towards your funnel. And some of the people, what they're doing is they are saying purchase it now. Even if you look at MI, what they have done, let me just show you as an example. And there are many people, because I was just opening up this website, so I saw this website. Okay, so here you are saying you can now pre-order your favorite products. We are currently accepting only prepaid orders. Please accept it, etc. So what you can do is you can pre-order it, and then subject to local availability, etc. So whenever it is ready, whenever we can ship it, we can just ship it. So there is no timeline that they are mentioning, etc. And I would have done as a special price also. So when I will be able to ship, so probably I'll ship it at a special price, and that can be added to it. Okay. All right. So that is where we are with the customer journey. I hope this customer journey gives you a lot more idea about how to look at digital marketing from a customer perspective. And some of the tips for COVID-19 times is look at your customer journey right now and see what are the temporary problems that they are facing and improvise it and improve it. And you will be surprised that if you do few of these activities like this, you might still get the cash flow, you might still get some more customers to come and sign up. So some of the examples that people did is on a restaurant, they said they went to their existing customers and they said, you are my existing loyal customers. What you do is you purchase now and you can eat later. So in that way, they will get special discount because they are loyal customers. Okay. Some of these people are working on a loyalty point redemption, etc. kind of a thing, so that you can do certain activity which is helping them to have all their doubts cleared, and or doing some additional. So even you can do a emotional message right now, which, say for example, what Ola has done or Uber has done is that these are the people who require your support, and we are creating a fund. If you can donate some funds to this, in that way also you can survive. So you can actually change various things in the whole customer journey and see whether your customers are working, because these are absolutely uncertain times and a very different times. So you need to have a very different approach rather than the old approach. Okay. And also see what will happen after COVID-19 phase. Will your business come back, or you need to change your call to action? Do you see something changing? If your product is into more of a want, there are high chances that people will still not buy after you after the COVID times as well. So it is important that you might want to change your communication, messaging, all of those things. And you certainly don't want to go very aggressive when the post-19 happens. So you might have to change your messaging, you might have to change your website. So this is the right time to stay prepared with that, because later on, once you get to the website, get to the business, you might have to look at a lot of operational stuff, and you may not be able to do these kind of activities.